Hello, it's time for an Owlcrate unboxing. So this is the October box for Owlcrate, and I, as usual, don't remember what the theme is. Actually, I never did find out because I got angry in the last one that they don't do theme cards and such anymore. So that means I'm going to go grab my iPad so that I can scan the QR code and we can find out that kind of information this time around. All right. Inside we have a whole bunch of crinkly bits. We'll get those lifted off. Okay, there is your sneak peek. And we'll start with this little red box. It says Lion and Lamb pen set. This must be Twilight inspired. There's an apple on it. Oh, yep. I can feel what you're feeling now, and you are worth it. Exclusive pen set inspired by Twilight. Designed with love by Blissfully Bookish. You know, I haven't gotten anything inspired by Twilight in ages and ages. And recently, I've kind of been wanting to watch the Twilight movies. I mean, do I like them, really? Meh. They're okay. But for some reason, I've been wanting to watch them lately. So we have two pens. On the black one, it says, "And so the lion fell in love with the lamb." And then on the white one, it says, "Without the dark, we'd never see the stars." How will they write is the question. Looks like they write in black ink. I will show you. I just scribbled on the inside of a box that I had sitting here. Next, we'll look at the pin for this month's box, and it is the 10th, their Perfect Pairings collection. On the back it says, "Based on The Serpent and the Wings of Night" by Carissa Broadbent. I see socks. Yay. You know, it's interesting. They quit doing the spoiler cards and the theme letters because they wanted to save on paper and stuff. Why did you put the socks in this plastic? Like, seriously? You don't need it. Socks are perfectly fine to sit in a box without being covered in plastic. Just say it. So these socks are inspired by A Tempest of Tea, and the designer is Hey Atlas Creative. I did enjoy A Tempest of Tea. So we have Twilight pens, so that's vampires. Tempest of Tea has vampires. I don't know about that book, what the pin was inspired by. Is there vampires in that one? So you guys, my hair looks a little bit wild today. It's a Saturday as I'm filming this, and I just didn't want to bother like making it look super fancy. So hopefully that's okay with you. More vampire things. Here lies an Owlcrate exclusive Dracula inspired book pot. Here is a look at the box. I'll read the back for you. Summon the eerie atmosphere of Transylvania with this captivating book pot. Inspired by Bram Stoker's Dracula, this hauntingly beautiful ceramic book pot isn't just for show. It also serves as a functional storage space for your pens, bookmarks, and other trinkets, ensuring your lair remains uncluttered while adding a touch of fright to your surroundings. So with all these vampire things, does that mean that the book is going to be vampires? And is that the same as what the pin was inspired by? Okay, so the front has the castle and it says Dracula. And then we've got book pages. And then here's the back. Despair has its own columns. And there is the spine. It's been such a long time since I read Dracula. Oh, such a vibey book. Up next we have Constantia's candle holder. Cast a dark shadow with Constantia's candle holder. This gothic piece of decor is inspired by A Dowry of Blood and has been designed with love by the bitter season. Okay, this is interesting. So we've got this here with this castle, and then this folds down. So I'm assuming you put the candle here, and then it will flicker like and cast shapes on your wall. But then there's also a quote here. "What is more lovely after all than a monster undone with want?" I'm currently reading a book with vampires in it right now, which is Castle of the Curse by Romina Garber, and I'm really enjoying it. But because of all the Craftaway stuff, I'm not reading as fast as I usually do. So it might take me a while to get to A Dowry Blood and some of these other books that I would like to read. Okay, we have this black envelope and it says Immortal Dark Page Overlays. Okay, so this first one, we've got some people gathered around a table here, and they have kind of concerned expressions on their faces. It's hard to show you because the tones are so dark. And then in this one, it's like she's choking out a guy that's on the floor. We have reached the book, and they did put it face up, so I have seen that it is Immortal Dark. The author is Tigist Gurma. Not an author I've heard of before. Maybe it's a debut author. Trying to get rid of the plastic. A piece flew off and hit me in the nose. Why do things do weird things? I don't know. Okay, here is a look without the plastic. And we can see gorgeous, gorgeous edges here. Also on the top and the bottom. And let's look at the back. No soul can enter Owlcrate without an invitation. Okay, so that kind of aligns with like classic vampire mythology. They have to be invited in. Is that what that means? Okay, nothing on the inside of the dust jacket, but there is stuff on the hardcover. So let's look at this. The Mad Lovers. Chimond Alizo. So is this like a book inside of a book situation going on? And also, what kind of fruit is this? Is this an orange? Is it a blood orange? Is it a lemon? I don't know. Like, it could be so many things. Okay, let's look at the back. I'm distracting myself, sorry. It says, ask anything, everything. If it is within my ability and my rule, I will give and hold no contempt afterward. But if you break my rule, I will break you into 1,000 souls and punish each reincarnation 1,000 ways. Here's a look at the end pages. Same in the back. So I've just realized that there are some words here, but they do not look like English words, so I don't know what the heck that means. Here is the author's signature and the letter. Oh, his handwriting or her handwriting, their handwriting, looks very readable. Thank you. Okay, dear Owlcrate reader, I grew up in Ethiopia in a dense, fast-moving city. My earliest memory of books was tugging on my mother's hand in the middle of the street and racing toward the books spilling across vendors' carpets. That's where I fell in love with monster-slaying stories. When I turned 14, I found books where those monsters were loved instead of killed, revered instead of feared. It changed my whole world. In Immortal Dark, you will find traces of all things I love. Vampires originated from Africa, a confrontation with darkness, and a dangerous, all-consuming love. This book asks my favorite question: who is the monster and who is the human? And is there any difference at all? Yours eternally, Tigist. Interesting. I don't think I've ever read anything with, like, African vampires. That's going to be cool to figure out how that works. Okay. We have a picture of the author. I want to show her picture because she's beautiful. Okay, cool. So she's Ethiopian but based in Melbourne, Australia. She has a bachelor's degree in education. Oh. She splits her time between writing and teaching. Yay for teachers. Yes, this makes me like her even more. Awesome. She likes shows where the villain gets the girl. Cool. Very nice. Okay, let's read the synopsis of the book. I'm getting distracted. A lost heiress, a soulless vampire, a secret drenched in blood. It began long before my time, but something has always hunted our family. Orphaned heiress Kaiden Adane grew up far from the arcane society she was born into, where human bloodlines gain power through vampire companionship. When her sister June disappears, Kaiden is convinced a vampire stole her, the very vampire bound to their family, the cruel yet captivating Susenyos Sagad. To find June, Kaiden must infiltrate the elite Owlcrate University, where she must survive living with Susenyos, even as he does everything he can to drive her away. It doesn't matter that Susenyos' wickedness speaks to Kaiden's own violent nature and tempts her to surrender to a life of darkness. She must find her sister and kill Susenyos at all costs. When a murder mirroring June's disappearance shakes Owlcrate, Kaiden sinks further into the ruthless underworld of vampires, risking her very soul. There she discovers a centuries-old threat, and June could be at the center of it. To save her sister, Kaiden must bring Owlcrate to its knees and either break free from the horrors of her own actions or embrace the dark entanglements of love and the blood it requires. And this does say she is a debut author, so that's very cool. I cannot imagine how exciting that would be to like first have your book traditionally published for the first time, and then to get chosen by a subscription box like Owlcrate or Fairy Loot or someone who's going to make this gorgeous special edition, and just like, oh, it would be amazing. So I'm really hoping this is a good read. Let's take a moment and look up the information about this box. So it brought me to September's box. Where's the information on October's box? Okay, so it brought me to September's box, so I tried going to the listing for their young adult boxes, and it has August information. Okay, I think I found it. Something here. Okay, the theme is Bleed You Dry. I'm confused. I don't know if they have a page that's going to give us the theme of the November box somewhere, which is why I came to look at this stuff, but I can't find it here. It has a description of the items in the October box, which we already know because we've looked at them. Yeah, and they don't have anything for November. They've just got October and then working back through June on the theme reveals page, so I guess they don't want us to know. All right, well, that was a waste of time. I am more pleased with this box than I was with the last one. I remember last time I was also in a really sad place when I opened that box, but I was just very disappointed with it in general. This box I'm much happier with, probably because it's so much vampire stuff. I don't really care for the pin because, I mean, I'm sure if I had read that book and knew the characters, I would like it more. It's just not my favorite out of that series that they've done. The candle holder is an interesting item because we haven't got one of those before. When I read this book, then I'll take the overlays and put them where I think they're supposed to go, I guess. Gosh, I have a hard time not feeling a little bit irritated with them because they're on this whole thing about we want to save paper, and I understand they also have to pay artists to do the artwork on the theme cards and the spoiler cards and all of that stuff, and I get that. But then if you're going to make it electronic, then put the right link on the box. I don't know if I can keep going with this one. I like the items most of the time, and I usually quite enjoy the books, but I don't like feeling so irritated at the end of my unboxing experience, and that's a problem for me. So anyway, I'll think about that, and I'll let you know what I decide later. But as far as the actual opening items and the book and stuff itself, this was a good one. I feel like I'll definitely use the Dracula book pot, and the pens I will probably give away to my students because I have so many pens I don't really need. And yeah, it was a pretty good one. So let me know which item you like the best in this box, and if you have read any good vampire books lately, tell me what they are. So we'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.